What if I told you that the gasoline in your car was once part of an ancient ocean? Not years ago, not thousands of years ago. We're talking about creatures that lived hundreds of millions of years before humans even existed. Every time you start your car, you're actually burning the remains of a prehistoric world. But how did tiny sea organisms become one of the most valuable resources on Earth? The story begins around 100 to 300 million years ago. Back then, there were no cities, no highways, and no aeroplanes. Much of Earth was covered by vast oceans, filled with microscopic plants and tiny marine organisms. When these organisms died, they sank to the bottom of the sea, year after year, century after century, million after million years. Their remains became buried beneath layers of mud, sand, and rock. Normally, dead organisms decompose completely, but deep beneath the ocean floor, there was very little oxygen. That changed everything. Instead of breaking down, much of the carbon-rich material remained trapped underground. As more layers piled on top, pressure increased, temperatures rose, and deep inside the Earth, something extraordinary began to happen. The buried organic material slowly transformed into a wax-like substance called kerogen. Then, over millions of years of intense heat and pressure, that kerogen was cooked into crude oil. And if temperatures became even higher, it turned into natural gas. In other words, the fuel powering modern civilization started as microscopic life at the bottom of ancient oceans. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Once oil formed, why didn't it simply rise to the surface and disappear? Because deep underground, giant layers of impermeable rock acted like natural traps. The oil migrated upward through porous rocks until it hit these barriers. There, it became trapped for millions of years, forming enormous underground reservoirs. Some of these reservoirs are hidden beneath deserts. Others lie thousands of feet below the ocean floor. Today, countries like the United States, Saudi Arabia, and Russia sit on some of the largest oil reserves on Earth. Finding them isn't easy. Scientists use seismic waves, sending powerful vibrations deep underground and analyzing the echoes to map hidden structures beneath the surface. Once a promising location is found, drilling begins. Massive rigs bore thousands of feet into the Earth. Some offshore wells reach depths greater than Mount Everest is tall. Then the crude oil is pumped to the surface and sent to refineries, where it's transformed into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, plastics, and countless products we use every day. But there's one final twist. Nature needs millions of years to create new oil. Humanity consumes it in decades. The world burns millions of barrels every single day. That's why scientists and engineers are racing to develop alternatives like solar energy, electric vehicles, and hydrogen fuel. Yet even today, modern civilization still depends heavily on petroleum. From aeroplanes and cargo ships to factories and military equipment, oil remains one of the foundations of our world. So the next time you fill your gas tank, remember this: you're not just buying fuel, you're using energy that began its journey in an ancient ocean hundreds of millions of years ago. And that's why crude oil is often called black gold.